warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me to introduce myself. My name is Nada Nisrina. My ID number is 17096180034. I'm studying in Office Administration Education in Faculty of Economics, State University of Jakarta. I will make a presentation related to the fieldwork practice that I have carried out previously with the title Report of Fieldwork Practice in Subsections of Letters and Record Directorate General Custom and Excise. In the first discussions, I will discuss the background. Spread COVID-19 make government think hard to make policies that are so that human prominence could on the move with maximum. Government make policy from restriction social scale week or PSBB. In connection with implementation PSBB, the lots of this agency government that doesn't work from home. On support correspondent and record management, the employee take turns in doing WFA as well as WFO so that support correspondents and record management need college students, street vendors for help provisions day in the office. Practice work field that help by do it becomes one from implementations in a manner systematic and assigned among program education in university with program mastery expertise that is obtained through activities work in a manner life. In this work for reach a certain level of expertise. Okay, in the second discussions, I will briefly explain the profile of the company where I carry out the field work practice. I did field work practice at the Directorate General of Custom and Excise, which is located on Jenderal Ahmad Yani Bypass Rawamangun Street, East Jakarta, with the postal code 13230. Next, I will briefly explain the history of the company. Custom or agency customs, in where even on work, this is something organization that existence is very essential for something country. This also with Directorate General of Custom and Excise, Agency Custom Indonesia is something agency that has role that enough urgent on something country. Custom Excise or next we call Custom Excise, is a global institution. Almost all countries in the world have it. Custom Excise is a country device conventional as the case police, attorney, court, or force armed that is existent has been there is throughout period history country that law. Custom or agency custom, and where even on a world there is something organizations that existent is very essential for something country. Furthermore, there is the vision and the missions of Directorate General of Custom and Excise. The first is the vision of the Directorate General of Custom and Excise, namely, become institutions of custom and excise leading in the world. Vision DCBC reflects the ambitions of the highest DCBC with more cutthroat determination, the challenging target, and in a manner continuously look at after in period front. Furthermore, there are three missions of the Directorate General of Custom and Excise. The first, we facilitate trading and industry. Second, we can border and protect public Indonesian from struggling and illegal trading. The third, we optimize receptions country in a sector custom and excise. Next is the placements of the work section. It can be seen in the organization structure that new practitioner explained that the practitioner is a place in a divisions of letter and arsip, subsections of letter and arsip, and subsections under the general sections. General sections is a sections within the Secretariat of the Directorate General of Custom and Excise, which has the functions of carrying out several administrative, filling and household affairs. At the heart office of the Directorate General of Custom and Excise, administrative affairs consists of the implementations of correspondence, typing, procurement, distributions, and filling of the Directorate General. As the practitioner has explained, it is explained that the practitioner is placed in subsections of correspondent and archive, namely doing work in the field of secretariat administration. The job that the participationer does include the first is to do the sorting activity of incoming mail. Sorting is done by looking at each other of the destinations of the letter received, then the letter are placed in the box that have been provided according to the directorate or their respective sections. For letters whose information and purpose are not clear or whom and it is the directed, it will be searched first with the employee browser, namely checklist. The second is entering incoming mail data. The activity of entering data on incoming letter carried out by entering a letter in according with the directorate or the part of the lettering that is addressed. This activity of inputting incoming mail is carried out using a spreadsheet from on the Google Drive on an office computer that has been connected to do another by using a LAN, so that their computer that one has output this letter, it would be same by the other computer that the letter has been input. And the spreadsheet edge column is also available for inputting letter based on the respective destination. The spreadsheet contains the column from which a letter comes from. The letter number are also information for each directorate. The third is to make a cover for sheet and incoming letter to be submitted to each division or DCBC. The fourth is inputting employee data for making employee card. This inputting activity is usually carried out by participant when there is incoming email from the DCBC office asking for an ID card. The five is printing employee ID card. The process of printing an ID card by this practitioner begin by checking and complement of data again and selecting the appropriate ID card template as needed to point the ID card according to the positions and work unit of the employee connected to the printing. The sixth of receiving a copy for archiving and distributing. Work and copy that is displayed by the general department of the subdivision, correspondent and asset. Copies consist of two copies, one duplicate stamp the scans with a scanning machine to be distributions asset in soft copy, then archive and in a copy of filing cabinet. Okay, this is image is an explain of a copy that I will receive and distributed for hard copy without a stamp will be filled in the filing cabinet, and the hard copy which has been affixed with a stamp will be given to the department in charge of dissemination information. Do your best to do your best in accumulating the responsibilities and assignment that are given properly with a satisfaction result. But as implementations, not all work can be carried out or complete perfectly due to several obstacles. In any jobs, you will definitely find obstacles as well as those experienced by the practitioner. There are several obstacles experienced by a practitioner include the first one, have not memorized the divisions of directorate or division in DCBC. At the beginning, practitioners start the job of sorting income letter according to their respective directorate. Practitioner has a little difficult because they had not memorized where each place was to sort the incoming letter according to their respective directorate of sections. Second, the letter received was not with a clear purpose. Often the incoming letter that the practitioner received is not clear when the goal is a letter without the name of the sender, the letter written only the name of the without clarity about the directorate or the division for the receipt of the letter. Third, print machine is not functions optimal. Printing machine for printing ID card often have an error or do functions optimally, thus hindering the practitioner from completing the job participation ID card. Fourth, the archive storage area is not well organized. Filing cabinet for storing copy document for SF are no well organized. Copies are not placed as they should be. Often the copies are just filled out of the file cabinet, filing cabinet, without being properly organized. Some of the obstacles found by the practitioner can be ignored because they will indirectly affect the implementation of the work of other employees at a later date. Therefore, the practitioner has several solutions to overcome some of the obstacles first. One, overcoming obstacle by memorizing the place where the letter come in according to their respective directorate. The practitioner must be able to separate the mail based on the internet address processing unit of official name. The work that is known accidentally will get used to it because this is the habit. The practitioner was slowly able to remember the place to short the letter without the need to ask the faculty supervisions again. Two, deal with incoming mail without a clear purpose and sender. When a practitioner will find a letter without a clear sender, then ask a receipt of the letter of the Office of Receiving Goods and Letters. If they say the sender is anonymous, and in clarity, usually when inputting the letter, it will be NN, which means to no name. If the entry letter received by the practitioner are not clear to which directorate, the rest practitioner will be open the CBC personal applications, namely checklist, to check the name written on the letter which directorate. Three, overcome ID card printing machine that are often problematic. Often this ID card printing machine has a problem if it used continuously. The experience of the practitioner working in the middle of working on the machine cannot function. In the end, the practitioner takes two intonations to provide a time interval for processing. For copying the clear copy document as a places, a practitioner acts the permissions from the supervisor to tidy up the filing cabinet where the copy SF are stored so they can be neatly and properly arranged. Field work practice activities are very beneficial for the practitioner through field work practice. Get direct experience in the work of for work that is no fun as lecture. Field work practice faculty are carried out at Directorate General of Custom and Excise. Practitioners are placed in subdivisions and archive of the Secretariat of the Directorate General of Custom and Excise. Practice the following conclusions. One, the field of work is carried by the practitioner is at the field of office administration, especially in the field of correspondence and archive. Two, during the implementations of the field work practice, the practitioner experienced several obstacles. Three, practicing handling these obstacles by memorizing the directorate content in the CBC, writing a letter with the words and all the list of sender, maintaining the printing machine properly by giving time to work, and arranging the file in the filing cabinet accordingly. Okay, based on what has been experienced by the practitioner during the field work practice, the practitioner has several suggestions that are expected to help, of course, the field work practice activities be even better. The suggestion that the practitioner can confer include one for student who will carry out a participational field work activities, looking for information and advice regarding the company that will be later use a place for field work so that it has brief descriptions of what field the company is engaged in to prepare yourself both in the form of knowledge in the field of office administrations and acknowledge is dealing with it, the word work so that it will assist in the implementations of work practice. Three, become someone who is responsible for any work that is changed during the implementations of the field work practice. Two, for the Faculty of Economics State University of Jakarta, adding several collaborations with company as agency to make it easier for students to carry practical fieldwork activities through provided an overview of the implementations of fieldwork practice and the possibilities that will occur so that students can be prepared themselves well. And for agency, for institutions, always maintains office mission so that work can always run effectively and efficiently, and paying attention to the arrangement of office space in order to provide comfort for the work of its employee and to provide adequate office equipment so that the layout in the office can look neat, clean, orderly, and also comfortable. And thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.